I need some of y'all to get some self-worth. Okay, to start recognizing when a man is showing you the signs, he ain't in it. Okay, when he is soft launching a breakup. Because throughout this episode, I just saw the women just fawn over men who do not want them. Fawn over men who are trying to show you and tell you, I want to say no, but the guilt is getting me. So let's get into it from a therapist perspective. Now, in this episode, we're going to focus a lot more on the women. We've been talking about the men, but it's time to reflect, talk about, discuss Zena. Okay. Now, throughout these episodes, we have seen her, to me, show potential in herself to have emotional intelligence. She gives and gives and gives over and over again to JR, pouring into him, similar to Sandy, pouring into JR. Now she pours into Nick, but it's a little bit toxicity into him. But I felt with Zena, she continues to exhibit a woman who doesn't know her own worth. And I often ask my clients, what was poured into you as a child? When it comes to self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, what was it that your caregivers, your parents, your mama, your aunties poured into you? Because as a therapist, I could see that worth was not poured into you. And also what was mirrored to you is that toxicity is love. And that's what you should put up with. And that's what you should deal with. And she tries to get to know him. I want to know about who you are outside of how you look, how you grew up, about your past marriage. And in my mind, I'm like, haven't y'all been together 3 years? If y'all have really been together 3 years, why is this information all going to be new to you? These are things he should have shared. You should know about him, especially a man who has been married and divorced. You should know why that marriage ended. He might have told her it was cheating, but it was something more there. I want to know more about you as a person beneath. And I've said over and over again, there is nothing beneath the surface that meets JR. And Zena, I need her to recognize that I can do better. I can develop self-worth and self-esteem to not put up with the shenanigans and the BS of a man like JR. But so many of us, it was mirrored to us by our mothers, by our aunties who were single mothers, single parents, dipping in and out with the daddies, separated, getting back together, your daddy having an affair, your daddy showing up with a new kid that haven't been living with you because he been having an affair with your mama, the 90s. Okay, you go to school and somebody talking about, hey, that girl in 4th grade? She said she your sister. Okay, all that was mirrored. All that was happening to a lot of people and we don't talk about it. And seeing how your father treated your mother, how your mother accepted that treatment has now led you to relationships where you find yourself putting up with the BS. But Zena is a prime example of a lot of women not knowing that they can do better, thinking that this is what I should be doing. This is what I should settle with. And we see her with JR throughout the episode, trying to reconnect, trying to rebuild, her feeling like this is a second opportunity for us to do better than we did the first time. And her confidence on the outside is like, yeah, you fell in love with me quick. You asked me to be your girlfriend quick, but your actions show me that on the inside, what we see on the outside from you, Zena, is not matching. And they have a conversation about, him being with Sandy, and he makes a little snarky remark. I had to put on captions because half the time I'm like, what did he just say? I had to do it 3 times. He says, yeah, you thought I was going to leave with Sandy. And she's like, what? Never. Why? I don't understand why did he need to make that comment. Okay, it's like he wants to put it in his face that, I don't know if it's that he thinks he can do better than Zena. I don't know if it's manipulation, but to me, it's the narcissistic traits in him. That ego once again. Now, over and over again, it's we were going to refer back to Sandy. We're going to refer back to my time with Sandy because in his mind, he's just trying to get back over there to his snow bunny. Okay, he's so obsessed with being with a white woman that the woman in front of him has no value. And we see this over and over with men of color devaluing us, showing us over again that we're not worthy to them of respect, of care, vulnerability, of love. And JR has shown that to her over and over again, that you are not worthy of me pouring into you, me pouring into this. Okay. And then, as the episode goes along, we see how she gets him birthday balloons. And I'm like, girl, you are wasting your energy. You are wasting your time pouring into a man that does not reciprocate back to you. Ask yourself, in your relationships, is it reciprocity? Am I giving and receiving the same energy back? Are we, as y'all like to call it, evenly yoked when it comes to our efforts and actions in our relationships? Now, y'all focus on being evenly yoked with the way y'all dress, y'all cars, y'all faith. But beyond that, deep in the surface, is there reciprocity? Because there probably isn't, but you're so used to seeing your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your single mamas in your life put up with the shenanigans, you doing it too. Okay, now I came here to cook today. All right. Get you a plate, get you a fork, and sit at that table. Now we also get to Ariana and Scotty. This is the Scotty show. I run this ish. Simmer down, stay in your place. Ariana to me is the identified problem in this relationship. No matter what she says, no matter what she does, Scotty is going to let her know you're the problem. It's because of you that we're not further. I want to get married, but what you giving me? You just talk. You're critical. Okay, every time I try and have a voice, per Scotty, every time I try and have a voice, you just talking and being critical of me. But I'm like, Scotty, that's what you're doing to her. Okay, Scotty is a man who needs a woman who is submissive. And I think for the longest time, Ariana has been submissive. But through this experience, I think she is learning her to have a voice. Caleb showed her something different. Okay, that she can be vulnerable with the right person. Sometimes y'all be wondering, how come I can't be vulnerable? How come I'm not able to emotionally open up? Sometimes it's your own shit. But then other times it's because your man's, is not a container. Does not provide you with safety and space to be that girl. Okay. And Scotty has shown me over and over again, he ain't the one. And y'all be wasting it. Y'all go to therapy. Y'all read books. Y'all be following these people who talk about healthy relationships. And you pour into yourself. You're growing. You're evolving. Only for what? To go home and pour into an empty vessel. Who's not going to pour it back into you. And you're wondering why do I feel like I'm growing, but yet I feel like I'm stuck because of them. Okay. If you are really doing the work, sitting with yourself, going to therapy, pouring into yourself, reading books, podcasts about how to become a healthier person, but you still feel like you are stuck in your relationship, you might want to look at them. That might be the problem over there. Okay, but throughout this episode, Scotty is just like, you're the problem. You're always going to be the problem. It's because of you. And I feel like he, along with Caleb, we're going to get to him, is doing a soft breakup launch. Okay, recognize when a man don't want to be with you. Their efforts, they pull away. You ask them questions. It's one word responses. I ain't got it. I don't want to talk about it. Why you being like this? You become the problem. Because mentally they already checked out, but they still feel like some guilt. They feel stuck. Or they might feel like they owe you something. And they get used to being with you. So this is what I know. Why would I leave? Should I really leave this when... Is it really going to be better, or should I just stay because I know the devil I know is better than the devil that I don't know? Okay, so I feel like with Scotty, it is very much giving narcissistic traits. It's very much giving it's my way or no way. Very rigid thinking, very black and white thinking. And the way at times I see him just stand there and the wheels turning. The wheels be turning. And some of y'all have said in my comments, some of these type of relationships begin off as emotional, I don't want to say abuse, but emotional wherewithal, wearing you down. And then eventually it becomes more of a physical thing over there. I can't say that because I don't know the ins and outs of the relationship. We're seeing edit, screen grabs and shots of them together. So I can't say it's going to go to that. But at times I do feel like Scotty is kind of dangerous emotionally, mentally. You don't know what you're going to get from him. And being with a man where you don't know where you're going to get is very scary. And that's something you really want to think about. Not only do I feel emotionally safety, but physically can I feel safe? People focus so much on physical safety, But what about that emotional safety? What is that giving? Because in this relationship, it's no emotional safety. If you don't do and say what he does, honestly, no matter what you do with him, it's going to be a problem. You go to the store together. You knew I had to work. You had me go to the store with you while I was at work. You had a choice to say you didn't want to go to the store, that you had to work. Okay, he complained about the chicken. Is it seasoned? Everything is a problem because he don't want to be with you. Okay, once again, it's just showing, why do we put up with this? We have to work on our self-worth, our value, to see that we can do better. Okay, now Sandy and Nick get back together. They're going on their dates. I want to know from y'all, when he said, I know you don't like lakes. What? I know you don't like lakes. I was like, how's she not like, I get if you don't want to be in the water, but just sitting at a lake and having a nice little dinner. Okay, that was interesting. But he reminds me of someone who's trying to pet me, please, like a little puppy. Show me love. I'm gonna do what you say. Just show me love. It's like watching, some people who have animals, when people unfortunately abuse the animal, it still comes back. Okay, you swat at it, you treat it bad, you don't feed it, you don't walk, you neglect it, yet the puppy comes back. And that's what Nick is a little puppy who's coming back to the abuser. Okay, and just because you can't see the abusive emotional scars with someone doesn't mean that they're not being abused. And I think she manipulates. She's a puppet master. And I wonder about the relationship between her and her mother. Okay, where did she learn that? Because she's, over here she got Nick. Over here she got JR. And it's like, okay, which one is she really going to choose? I guess we're going to see in this next coming episode. But he is so much trying to, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I acted that way. Please. No level of self-respect for himself to see that he can do better. Okay, I don't deserve this. Yes, he does spiral at times because he needs to learn how to emotionally regulate, but that does not mean he should be treated the way he is. And I noticed that all these people, JR, Sandy, and Scotty, didn't take no accountability for how they were acting. Okay, the things that they said. How often did we see or hear an apology, a sorry? Okay, and now I'm gonna do another video about apology languages because y'all need that too. But I feel like all three of these people, I'm like, where's the sorry at? Why are y'all partners so much in this mode of, I need to be seen, heard, I need you to forgive me for being a part of the experience? Going along with the ultimatum, doing what I came here to do? But that's just me. I know all of them were all just like very apologetic, but the partners was like, whatever. You're the problem, okay? Remember that you're always a problem. Now let's get to Mariah and Caleb. Caleb is doing a soft, to me, launch breakup. Okay, we need to do that, all right? Y'all need to. Is that like a new thing? Actually, maybe we don't need to do that. Okay, but one thing I do need y'all to leave in 2024 is my person. Can we stop with the my person? Can we stop? It leads y'all down this slippery slope of doing things because you're so desperate for your person. Okay, leave it here. Leave it in this year. Don't take it to 2025. But Caleb, to me, is checked out. I feel like, him having that dream about Ariana showed that what you have not worked through in your conscious is coming through to your unconscious, into your dreams. And so he has some unresolved feelings, thoughts about being with her, that now that itch is coming into his dreams. And I still think that there is more that happened that we did not see. It could be me, but it's just something is there. Mariah picks up on it. Something's not being said or talked about that I feel like Caleb has some guilt about, some unresolved feelings that every time Mariah now is trying to take responsibility for, I don't want to say that she's a broken person, but the things that the unhealed parts of her that influence her relationship, he doesn't want to hear it. I just feel like he is totally checked out and thinking about other things. And even when they are packing up to go to decision day, she's focusing on the positive. Okay, what if, when we get engaged, things, what's going to change when we get engaged? He says, get engaged. He's thinking all about, I'm not ready, I'm not there. And he's saying that. His actions are showing that to me. His words are saying just, he says, I'm just not where you think that I should be right now. I didn't make it as far as you did. And so I feel like she's focusing a lot on what could be. And he's like, what could go wrong? And how do you have be in a relationship with someone where the cup is always half empty and yours might be, when it comes to your relationship, half full? All right. But with them, I just feel like he is slowly trying to dip out. He's mentally checked out, but physically he's still there. I think people do disassociate in their relationships and check out before the relationship actually ends. So we might see him break it off. I feel like he wants to, but he's still scared. He's still nervous. But to me, the energy is like, I don't want to be with Mariah no more. Okay, but we will see in this next episode. Now, I want you guys to do some self-reflect. You know, we always do at the end of the video. Okay, self-reflect on reciprocity in your relationship. Are you healing and working on yourself but going home to an empty vessel who's a partner? Do you struggle to take accountability in your relationship when you make mistakes? Do you project your own stuff onto your partner because you are not ready to turn that mirror around? Okay, but of course, let me know your thoughts. We can get into it. The finale is coming up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you support the channel. You like, you comment, you share. And your girl is peacing out. My American duty is done today.